This is to certify that Movie Chats has been classified for live streaming.
Hello.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us for another weekly live stream on Movie Chats. Steve, how's your week been, sir?
Yeah, it's not been too bad. Back in work today, so first day back in, so I'm a bit knackered now, but yeah, it's not been too bad. I mean, the weather was bloody freezing this week.
I don't know. I don't think the weather's been too cold. I think it's going to get colder over the weekend, isn't it? It's meant to be
I can't wait.
It's meant to be anything between -2 and -6 over the weekend, and then snow on Monday. So
Bloody hell, I better get my shorts out.
So I can deal with the -1s and 2s this week. It's the snow that gets me.
I can't stand snow.
Yeah, other than that, it's just been a busy week. I have just sent you a picture on Messenger. What did you think?
I think she's overreacting.
That's not including the 3 that turned up today.
But they were car parts, I would imagine, most of
that. 2 of them were.
The two big things.
The 2 big ones were car parts, yeah.
Where the fuck have you been buying stuff from? Yeah, I had one turn up from Z today. I haven't opened it yet, but it was a figure that I won on Z's channel. But I saw the guy on the Ring doorbell literally bang the door because Lou weren't here. He literally ran around the side and just chucked it over the fence. I was like, yeah, cheers, I know where that is.
See, ours doesn't even knock on the door anymore. Ours just doesn't knock on the door. You just see them coming over the back fence, and you're like, "Oh, okay."
Just catching the other side.
Then you see this little hand come over with the camera while he just takes a random picture of wherever he thinks the parcel's landed.
Bloody hell! Hey, Lin. Hey, Pat. Hey, Jeff. I think Lee was in earlier on. Hey, Lee.
Lee was in first at 5 o'clock.
At 5 o'clock?
Yeah, did you see the time? It was like 5:10 when he left his comment.
Well, I'll just say hi to him anyway, just in case.
Just in case he decided to stay there for the full 2 hours while he was waiting, you know. Yeah.
Bless you. So, what are we going to chat about this week then? What have we got?
I don't know, mate. I haven't really got a sort of script or things that I want to talk about.
So one of the things that popped up today was because I've joined a couple of these movie groups online that it's been quite good actually, because if something pops up like a new release is coming out, it tends to be put on there. So I've caught quite a few recently, and one of them that came that got advertised today was the Marvels on 4K Steelbook and all that good stuff.
Now, have you actually seen the film?
No.
Do you want me to save you 40?
No. Hey, the monkey. No. So what I'm talking about is there was a bit of a debate on the chat about the price for the Steelbook is 35 quid. And a lot of people were like, oh no, I'll just wait until it goes on sale at 20 quid. There's no way I'm paying 35 for this. And then a few people were saying that obviously the price of Steelbooks now is just ridiculous. So I sort of trying to get your gauge on that one.
Now, we spoke a few times, and this is a conversation that we have with AJ and
Is your mic gone off or what? What's the deal there?
No, my mic's on now. Why?
Because you sound like you almost sound like you're about 3 miles away.
Okay, 2 seconds. That's right.
Jeff, a new movie group. Okay, but I can't attend any meetings. Dedicated enough there, Jeff.
So I don't
There we
know. I don't know what Jeff is looking at there because we've actually lost 4 subscribers since last week. So we haven't gained 6 unless we lost 10, we've gained 6 back. I don't know, but yeah. If there is 6 people out of the 12 that do watch us that aren't subscribed, then please subscribe.
Hey, the Scottish geek guy, how you doing?
Hello, right. So this is a conversation that we were having last week or the week before regarding the price of the collection tins and steelbook, and I think that we've going down this conversation about is physical media dead, and I don't think it's dead. I think
no.
When you look at the general sales have plateaued a little bit. Yeah. Obviously, we've lost a couple of retailers. So when they say someone like HMV aren't getting the sales anymore, someone like Amazon or Savvy are. So you do see a trend like that. But where we're talking the prices of steel books and stuff like that, I think you guys are obviously into your physical media collecting. Now, if I'm spending £40 on something, I want it to blow my mind. I want it to be really, really good. And this is the reason why I didn't delve into the Picard box set.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because the only thing in that Picard box set that I can't get cheaper elsewhere is those Star Trek Deltas. And the Starfleet Deltas, and that'll be the only the draw for me.
Yeah.
Spending £35 on something like the Marvels just seems ridiculous to me.
Well, this is it. I mean, I've got Miss Marvel on Steelbook, but that at the time, because I got it from CEX, and obviously being the movie that it was relatively cheap. So I would even dare to say it was about a tenner for a 4K, maybe. You know, maybe less than that. And obviously, especially with the Marvel stuff, because you've got obviously Disney Plus, and you can, for people that have got Disney Plus, can just go on there and watch these movies streamed in high definition 4K sort of thing. It seems a bit of a, like, I'll give you an example. So I had this come this week, just gone, which is what Lee organised for me. So we got it from the States. And I think, if I remember rightly, I think this was 35 for an Arrow 4K collection, for an Arrow 4K special box set. Now, that I don't mind. And the thing is that one of the reasons why I was desperate for this one is because I've got quite a history with the movie with my dad watching it years ago. But when it comes to something like the Marvels, I'm not going to run out and spend 35 quid. I mean, the argument, one of the arguments with this is that the actual artwork on the steelbook is terrible compared to the actual artwork on the poster. The poster is a better picture than the one that they've put on the steelbook. But I'll wait until I see that in CEX for a tenner and pick it up, just because obviously it's a Marvel collection. Just
to go on what Z and Scottish Geek saying, I'm not saying physical media is, and Jeff's there saying physical media isn't going to die until the old farts go. I'm just not a physical media collector. I took all mine in the other week and traded them all into CEX and Birkenhead and got 132 quid from mine. So I know someone somewhere is going to get some really good Blu-rays at a cheap price in Birkenhead, and it is a really good collection. But for me, I found when I went to watch something, I picked it up and put it in the Blu-ray player. I got halfway through the film and I went, you know what? I'm just not enjoying it. And I don't know if that's just because my taste has changed or the fact that I'm just not generally buying into that's cost me 15 quid. Yeah. Now, that's it. Those steel books behind you, mate. Christ, you've got hundreds of them there now.
Yeah, I have now.
And again, Scottish Geeks there talking about he'll pick it up when it's less than 20 quid in a couple of weeks' time or whatever it is. But your standard price of steel books now are coming out £35, £40. And you're not even getting now a 4K and a Blu-ray version of the film, and
No,
you
no.
so you're getting a 4K disc with no special features. So what are you getting for your £40?
I mean, the thing is that actually I did pay 15. Actually, tell a lie, for the Miss Marvel one. But even at that time, that was cheap. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But it's the thing is that I don't mind it if he's something like. I'll give you an example. So there's another one that I spotted today, which I knew was out, but I need to find at some point, which is Point Break.
Hmm.
That's an amazing movie, and if I can get it, I want to get it on 4K, but if I can get a steelbook of it, fantastic. But if not, I know that it's, I don't mind getting the 4K of it. But just I'm not going to go. I don't think I'm going to go mad on 4Ks unless it's something I actually want or it's cheap. And I say cheap, like I think I got Sicario for 50p in a charity shop in 4K.
Well,
Now
I got you a couple of 4Ks quite cheap and
yeah, and that's
whatever
what I'm
else, but
saying. Yeah,
over the time, but you very rarely do you see them out in the wild at that cheap.
no, you
There's,
don't. You don't.
there's, there's me saying that about your 4Ks, Triptychon and bloody Metroplex up there. Triptychon was 150 quid. So let's not.
Yeah,
So it is what it is. You're going to spend the money. You're going to spend the money on what makes you happy, but.
And this is it. I
But
mean,
I can remember. I can remember when the Blu-rays hit and when the 4Ks hit, and we were talking to Pete last week about when the special edition games came out, and you got all sorts with that, and they were only 50, 60 quid, and you got a big statue and all sorts. But now you're spending that money just on a disc, and that's the bit I'm struggling just to find. But as you say there, though, Steve, I've just spent God knows how much on parts for Teddy and whatever else.
yeah.
So,
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's things like that. Obviously, Violet Night. It's 1,425 of 1,500.
yeah,
I'm made up with that. You know what I mean? And obviously Lee managed to get me a good deal on that. Yeah,
it meant Captain Marvel. Sorry, not Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, Captain Marvel. That's what I meant. Yeah, it just seems like I can agree when some of the stuff like the Marvels, I ain't paying 35 quid for that, no chance. If it comes down and I get it in a sale or I get it from CX second hand, then I'll be fine with that. But there is, I watched a video today actually. From there was a guy it was linked on one of the movie groups, and he'd done a video about how he'd started buying DVDs again, and especially over lockdown, he was buying TV series, and he's cancelled all his streaming services. And in the long run, he was like, "Oh, I can pick up, let's say what was it? As an example, let's say Poirot or something like that." And it was like, I paid 10 quid for this whole box set. Oh, Frasier, what was one of them? 10 quid for this box set, and I can watch them whenever I want. There's no censorship on it, and you spend that much time on these streaming services trying to find the right thing and which service is it on.
Streaming's not the same,
Yeah,
as what it is now. I totally buy into that whole DVD thing, and I've said this time and time again. When I got my job in the school, and I got my first paycheck, my first full paycheck, the first thing I did was get off the bus at Runcorn Shopping City from Widnes, walked through the shopping city, went into Dixon's and spent 380 quid on a DVD player. And then another 80 quid on DVDs, and by all means, there must have only been about 10 DVDs.
I think me and you did exactly.
I remember the first ones I bought was Gladiator, Top Gun, Sleepy Hollow. They were in the first slot that I picked up. Now,
I think me and you did exactly the same thing. I did it in. I went to this. It was like a specialist audio and video place in Denton. After my first pay, and I literally went in there, and I was like 200 odd quid for a DVD player. Then I got the gold. In fact, I've still got the gold-plated SCART lead today.
Oh yeah, because they have to sell you them special.
Oh yeah, Absolutely. And
special connectors that were like 40 quid a go. But
Yeah.
my first DVD player was a Grundig one. It wasn't a Sharp one. It wasn't a Samsung one. It was a Grundig one, and it cost me an arm and a leg. And I remember getting home and my mum beating the shit out of me because I spent my wages without giving her the housekeeping. But it was, it was
well, everyone's a winner.
It was worth it, you know, to have your Xbox and your PlayStation, and you've still got your DVD player as well. But,
Z says there. I remember when they bundled Gladiator with the Philips DVD players.
yeah.
I'll tell you what I remember when they had like 200. I want to say 200. It was like 20 DVDs, movies, or 20 movies when you bought a DVD player, and it was like like the ones you'd find in charity shops where it's got about 4 on each disc.
Oh, yeah.
You get like 20 movies with it, and it's like some random stuff with like one's got Tom Hanks in, but you've never heard of the movie. The other one's got Adam Sandler. Yeah. Again, one of his movies before he was even remotely famous.
Napoleon streaming already. What's that streaming on, Pete? Because
really,
yeah, the so
yeah, that's the one. That's Scartley. Sorry, mate. Z, that's I think that's the one I bought.
Yeah. So jumping back onto your steel books.
Yeah.
By all no means is physical media dead, and I know we're going to have this proper conversation with AJ and Matt in a couple of weeks because they want us to have a good discussion over it.
Are they doing more than one show? Because I know that one's this week.
Is it?
I think it's tomorrow, but we're not there.
Right. Well, he has told us he is going to set us up. So,
fair enough.
I would.
I'm
sort of down that route.
Yeah,
I'm sort of down the route of it's not dead. It's just becoming very particular about what you're picking up.
Yeah.
And gone are the days where you'd walk into CEX and go and spend 50 quid and come out with 450p DVDs. Yeah. Because you can't pick a DVD up now for less than £1. So I can buy into going back to buying the DVDs. And what I'm seeing at the moment is the likes of Sainsbury's and Asda are stocking more DVDs.
Hey, Jamie.
I'm going back to like Asda and Sainsbury's, and I'm seeing they're stocking more DVDs than they are Blu-rays at the moment.
Yeah.
So maybe it's cheaper for the shops to buy them in bulk in DVD.
Oh, God, yeah. Absolutely.
So there is this resurgence of DVD coming in. So I don't know if 4K is going to drop on its own sword before it's got a chance really to pick up and run with it.
I mean, the thing is you're still seeing 4Ks at 25 quid, and the Blu-ray's 15 and the DVD's 10. There's that anomaly there, really, where it should be 20 quid for the 4K. Do you know what I mean? If you're doing it in the way it should really be that, and then if you want a steelbook, 25, maybe. Because the thing is that you've got to remember that the steelbook, apart from the artwork on it, you're looking at the same disc, unless it's one of these fancy, special edition things. It's the same disc inside.
Yeah.
I had the when again I mentioned Lee again when Lee started me out with the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness special edition. I already had it on 4K, but it was the same disc, so I was just missing the disc out of it because the guy who he got it off didn't want the packaging. He just wanted the disc. So and that's a complete set now for the exact same bloody thing. So I don't see why they have to go and charge essentially another 10 quid on top of the 25 they're already charging for the steelbook.
But it's not just that though. I've got a where is it? Band of Brothers here. I've got Band of Brothers here, right? It's a DVD set. Okay, apart from the reprinted cover, and didn't realize that until I got it home. I've got this now, and I'm looking on the back of all the special features and everything else. Now I looked at the Blu-ray set of this,
and
it's not got half the special features on that the DVD set's got.
Really?
Yeah. So it's just like, but when you look at your 4Ks, and I've heard you and AJ talk, I've heard you and Lee talk and stuff like that.
yeah.
The special features on the back of the 4Ks are dwindling down as well. So,
considering it's got more storage on there, yeah. I mean, maybe they're just going for picture
and the picture quality and the size of the file can't be that much more than what it is on a Blu-ray for a 4K film. Sure.
Quality, isn't it?
But for you to lose all those extra special features, you know, and to be fair, you buy something like this to watch the 10 episodes, and then you go back and watch the 80 hours worth of special features of how it was filmed and everything else. And that's part of the enjoyment for me. But if it's not on there, then yeah.
See, I never realised. I mean, you say degrade. I mean, are we talking about just scratching in general? Because obviously they're a lot more susceptible to scratches than Blu-rays are. But I don't think I've come across, like, unless it's not degrading. That's the wrong word.
Are they like music? Are they like music CDs where it gets a bit grainy and the more you play it?
I think it came with Clan of the Cave Bear Snapper Case 2. We were just going back to the chat for a little bit. Jamie was saying that, in fact, I'll tell like one Monkey first. Monkey had said that his worst purchase from the year you talked about was Wild Wild West. Yeah, I don't think that's on anybody's top 10. Jamie said my first DVD player was a Samsung. It came with Gone with the Wind. For those of you that are new to the channel, the Gone with the Wind a couple of years ago, it went mad, didn't it, with the cancel culture? The same as Little Britain. Well, I say Little Britain. Little Britain was a bit more of a panic because they took it off Netflix because of licensing, and then everybody went mad because obviously Series 3 is like controversial. But Gone with the Wind was one of those movies where it absolutely rocketed on eBay, and obviously them sort of selling sites. And I said to you, I paid a fortune. I paid about 20, well, nearly 30 quid, I think, for one, because I was worried that I won't get hold of a Blu-ray.
No, the question I have with that, if that never happened, all that stuff, would you have bought it?
I would have done, but the thing is, mate, is that I would have got it for about 6 to 8 quid from CEX.
But would you have bought the film? Did you own it on DVD?
Yes.
Did you already own it on Blu-ray?
No.
Right. So, if the madness of a couple of years ago, would you have gone out and bought it? Was it on your shopping list, or was it only on your shopping list because you were worried that the fact you wouldn't get a copy?
Yeah, absolutely. It was like I need to get it now because if I don't get it, I might not get it again. I don't know why, because obviously there was thousands and thousands of copies sold, you know, but it was just that situation where it was like, oh God, I better get it now, because there is genuinely DVDs and Blu-rays that are out of print. Like you take Dogma as an example. You know, in America, Dogma on Blu-ray is like one of the holy grails. You find that there's people that are finding them in thrift shops and stuff like that, and it's like, oh, I picked up this for $10 or whatever, and this thing's worth like $200. You know, that there is ones that are like that, and I had visions of it being the same situation where you won't get hold of this Gone with the Wind because nobody's getting rid of their copy of it. But yeah, it's obviously it calmed down as quickly as it started, really.
Yeah.
But I mean, you had it here, didn't you? You know, Little Britain, like a box set of the 3 of series, was going for like 30, 40 quid. You know, I think you can clever. What's this one? Amazon currently offering The Predator on 4K for 11 quid. That's not bad.
The price matches the film, though. If you're saying that the price matches the film, if you're saying that it is confirmed. The BBFC came out and said that it is that particular scene that they were worried about. So they're not gonna put their stamp on The Abyss coming over here, and you're like, it makes no sense to me. It's not a jot if that comes out over here or not, because I am going to go and buy a copy elsewhere anyway if I was to get a 4K player.
Yeah, James said I'd do anything to find a copy of Dogma. Well, almost. Yeah, and this is the thing. I don't know if it had a UK release. I don't think it had a UK release on Blu-ray.
It did.
Did it?
Yeah.
100%. Are you sure?
Yeah. Dogma had a UK release on Blu-ray. On DVD. You can pick that up here.
DVD,
Darren.
yes. DVD, yeah. You find it in charity shops every so often.
Yeah.
I've got about 3 copies myself. But I'm talking about a Blu-ray. It went out a
Blu-ray. Probably not. Probably
it'll
not.
probably
Because
come out on a
I
4K.
don't think any of the early Kevin Smith stuff did, because you can't get Chasing Amy or Mallrats, or you can now, but
Yeah, 'cause
you
that's
couldn't.
in,
You couldn't for a long time.
That's in his box set, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got his box set down here somewhere. But
Yeah, it's Chasing Amy, Mallrats, Clerks 1.
Yeah.
The earliest stuff you couldn't get until recently.
Yeah, I've got it right bloody in front of me. Yeah, it's Clerks, Chasing Amy, and Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Strike Back. Yeah. I was hoping, and I think they have done it. I'm not sure, but I was hoping I could get the Clerks trilogy. Now I can get number 3, but I'm not sure if I can get number 2.
I don't think you can at the moment, can you?
No, this is it. It's confirmed that The Abyss is cancelled for the UK. Are you joking?
This is what I'm talking about. Which part of that last 3 minutes have you not listened to? The BBFC came. Yeah. The BBFC came out and confirmed it this week. It is that rat scene that they're worried about.
It just because it's unlocked, it'll just mean that we all buy it from America anyway.
Buy it elsewhere. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean a jot to me that I can't get that over here now, because if I was to ever want it on 4K, I'll buy a copy of it anyway. So it's not. Yeah. It's not stopping me from going on eBay or somewhere like that and ordering a copy of the disc. It's just ridiculous. And I think that just shows where we're at with stuff on TV, because you can have Doctor Who talking about being snowmanned and whatever else on a kids program, but you're not going to show me a rat drinking bloody breathing juice. Fuck off.
It's just offended for the sake of being offended, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dave says, I got Dogma on eBay, 80 quid, but it's one of my top 5 films. Yeah, exactly, yeah. And this is what I'm saying. It is a difficult one to get hold of. I have a copy of The Abyss on DVD, and the scene in question is there. So I don't know what the fuss is about. Yeah, and this is it's just, and this goes back to that I was saying earlier on about that video that I watched today. You know, the guy has literally cancelled his streaming services, and he's like, I don't want, if you don't want to watch something, if you're going to get offended by it, don't watch it. It's as simple as that. But everybody else is having to be dragged into it. Region 2. Oh, all right, okay, fair enough. There's a re-release. They'll re-release Dogma once Harvey Weinstein dies. Yeah, probably. But I like you. Just remember. It's just saying. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to have a quick chat about was.
Wow, you really had a thought about tonight's show, haven't you? This is the second.
Well, shut up for a second. If I could, this is the problem. I never get a word in edgeways, so it's usually the Steve show, the big Steve show. So yeah, sod off you. Don't be doing that. Oh, pain in the ass. I'll add you to stage. There you go. Second thing. Right. So, because that's annoying me. Have you seen Mr. Bates versus the Post Office or the Royal Mail?
No.
Wow. Are you planning on watching it?
And I haven't seen Fool Me Once. I haven't seen anything else. But this Mr. Bates versus the Post Office is supposed to be really it's supposed to be quite good. And it's sort of timely. And I don't know what's come out first. The fact that now they know what's gone on there, or the fact that the TV series has come out.
No, see, they've known what's gone on since about 2010.
Yeah. So I don't. But all the fuss over the CBE and everything else, I don't know if that's because of there's been more to the investigation, or the fact of the TV series has now come out.
Hey, Rich,
highlighted everything.
It's genuinely because of the fact of the the documentary drama thing.
Yeah,
because what it's done is obviously gone out to thousands and millions of people watching it. But yeah, I mean, I must admit, I never really knew anything about it up until that point. I mean, I've done copious amounts of research since to try and figure out what's going on. But you know, the woman in charge of the post office at the time, or at least one of I think there's about 5 of them in charge of it. She's there getting a bloody CBE in 2019 after all this. But for anybody that's out of the States, to sort of give you an idea, this between about the mid 90s,
2005 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. The post office put a new system in, a computer system. Before it was all paper, to do your banking and everything, and they put this system in from Fujitsu called Horizon, and the postmasters, I think they're called, are they sub postmasters or something? The people that run the post offices were ringing up saying there was problems with it because the banking wasn't right, and they were like £1,000 out and then £500 out and so forth. They just kept getting told, "Oh, you're the only one that's had this problem. We don't know what you're on about," because they spent obviously millions and millions of pounds on this system. The Horizon customer services were basically fobbing them off. And then they'd be like, on one scene, you've got this woman that's she's saying to him, "Oh, I'm like £4,000 in debt." Like, all you need to do is just press this button, press that button, and press enter, and it doubled. Oh, it doubled in front of her. And the craziest thing about this is they were in their contracts. They were responsible for any losses. So anything that went missing, it was their responsibility, and these things climbed up to astronomical thousands and thousands of pounds worth of debt. And the problem is that because they were tied into this contract, they were actually paying it. So they were paying out of the savings, out of the family's savings, remortgaging the house, whatever it is. And I mean, to be fair, I say house, a lot of these properties were the post office was in the property, so they'd signed long leases as well. So even though they didn't have the keys to the post office bit anymore, they still had this building that they were like running a little coffee shop out of in a village or something. But the fact that they kept getting told you're the only one that's got this problem, so I don't understand it. Then they'd send the auditors in, and the auditors would then start looking at their figures and telling them that they were stealing. All right. And what they did then is, and this is the other thing, is that the police had nothing to do with anything. That it was because they were Her Majesty's Royal Service, if you like. I don't know if that's the right word for it, something like that. They had the power to send people straight to court.
Yeah, they can prosecute without going through the police, can't they?
Yeah. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because I mean, on one of the occasions, that one of the women is like, "Right, well, that's a practice for when I go up against the police," and a solicitor when there isn't any point where you go against the police. Now you're going to end up going to court. But the thing is that they were telling them in court, look, if you plead guilty to this, this, and this, then we won't charge you with all of this stuff as well. So it went from sort of like, I don't know,
they got railroaded, didn't they?
35 different charges down to 5.
Yeah, they got railroaded.
Yeah.
It is something I'm looking at watching, but like I say, there's so much going on in the news because she's handed the CBE back, hasn't she?
Well, she has to yesterday or day before. Yeah,
she's handed it back. So there's so much about it in the news at the moment. I don't know if it's going to spoil it for me watching it.
No, I don't think it will. I don't think it will.
At this point. Luke's come in. Evening, Luke. Thanks for joining us, mate. He's put in there that he's watched the new Echo. He says the first episode was all right, and then it went downhill after that. I think that's been any Disney series and a high profile IP for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, I know little Steve and I disagree on like Obi-Wan, for example.
I love that.
Obi-Wan was brilliant that first episode, halfway through the second episode, and then you had 5 episodes of filler that didn't need to be there before you got the Darth Vader fight. Endor was like that. You know, the best part of Endor was the fact when you saw the TIE Interceptor wings getting made, but then you had 3 episodes after that, and he still doesn't know what he's making. So it's just like, oh, he up and gets a Sarif and kill the bastard.
Well, the Book of Boba Fett was the best one for me because that was
Mando 2.5. Mando 2.5. The best 3 episodes of Boba Fett was when Mandalorian took over the series.
Yeah.
So yeah, to me that see Ms. Marvel, I couldn't get into Ms. Marvel. I watched the first episode. I couldn't get into it. Moon Knight, couldn't get into Moon Knight at all. I like is it Oscar Isaacs? I like Oscar Isaacs as an actor. I think he's really, really good. But I just couldn't get into Moon Knight. There was just something that I just couldn't connect to. But what you just said there, mate, is, as I said, it's been like that through. The only one that hasn't let me down was WandaVision, but it doesn't look like we're getting a season 2 of WandaVision because she's now dead. And then Hawkeye. I really enjoyed Hawkeye, but Hawkeye never took itself seriously. It was a how do I get home for Christmas movie. It was Home Alone for adults. In my opinion, Hawkeye. That's how I put that. But everything else, I haven't even bothered with Loki 2.
I enjoyed series 2.
I haven't bothered with season 2 because it's all about Kang. You just kick Kang's ass 3 times before he's ended up back in time.
Yeah.
And then Loki's going to kick his ass, and then we're going to get introduced to a new variant of Kang.
Well, we're definitely going to get a new variant of Kang now, aren't we?
Yeah, well, and I don't know if I agree with that yet, with the whole John Majors thing, so we won't even mention that argument. But to me, you know, Kang the Conqueror, which is the one that we've got now, is supposed to be the be-all and end-all.
Yeah.
You know, but now we're not going to get that. We're going to get somebody else. But every time he gets beat, it goes like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was further up in the chat, mate. I did put it in. I'll bang it in now. But yeah, I used to really enjoy or look forward to it to the new series coming through on Disney and everything else. It's like Reacher season 2. It's so much like season 1.
Is it?
All they've done is swap the female cop out of season 1 with a new actress to play the same role in season 2, but a different person.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, right, okay, samey. You know, Reacher's going to go and knock on a few doors, bang a few heads, and all of a sudden he solved a crime.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Let's. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to it, to be perfectly honest. Did you like Isaac in Star Wars? As Poe, yeah, I did. I thought he was quite a good comic relief. I thought he was the sort of like the new Han Solo with the one-liners.
Just going to grab a drink. What was that?
I think that's where they tried to go with that, with them killing Han off so early on into that trilogy. I think they had to have somebody in there to do that. Finn was never going to be that person. So to bring him in to do that. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Tired. Just decorating. 7 weeks.
Not long now, though, mate. It'll all be worth it, though, won't it?
Yeah. The end is now.
I've been on. Worth it, won't it?
Hopefully. I've been picking a load of bits up like these.
Toy soldiers.
Chip Hazard. But it's
Yeah.
I picked up a load of stuff that needed batteries and repairs. So it all should be. Well, that's not working. It was working earlier.
So is that what you're going to decorate the room in? Is the instead of all like fluffy teddy bears and rabbits, it's going to be all toys from boot sales?
It's going to be fluffy teddies, I think. I'm collecting for him, aka me, that I'm saving there for him and put him in storage for a few years and just see what happens. Because I've got all my Turtles boxed up. I've got quite a lot of Transformers boxed up, all my Thundercats, my Joes. I know he's not going to look at them to at least 4 or 5, but it'll be like, this is what I grew up on. He's going to be into that big blue house, whatever they're on there.
It's going to be 14 and 15. You keep them away until the 14, 15 when they can appreciate not breaking them.
But it's the problem because obviously you have them all as a kid, love them all, and then your mum gives them all to charity shop or wherever. Come to about 18 or maybe a bit older and realise you can start buying the stuff you didn't have. You start collecting again like you're doing, like I'm doing. But I don't think that affects everyone. My boy might just want to play football all day. You might not be interested in toys at all.
My girls aren't interested in the collecting of any. I say that the youngest, she's just gone through the stage of like LOL dolls and Build-A-Bears and all that. Okay. And then she's realised how expensive they all are. So she doesn't want to spend her own pocket money on them now. She's going to buy them herself.
But isn't that unusual, kids realising how expensive things are? Don't they just say, I want that. I want that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like back in my childhood, I would only go in Children's World, Toys R Us, when it was a birthday or Christmas. I think when I see people going to Smiths now, dragging their kids out crying. No, I think that's quite cruel, taking kids into toy shops.
Why take a kid in a toy shop if you got no intentions of buying them anything? But as you say there, I can remember my mum, us living in Runcorn when we were younger. The nearest Toys R Us to us was Warrington, near IKEA. So we were like, right, come on, we're going to Toys R Us. And it was a day out. Jump in the car, go to the far end of Warrington, go into Toys R Us, then get dragged around IKEA because she was like, right, you've had your fun, let's go to IKEA now.
That was IKEA.
So,
I don't think that's even a trade-off. Getting to go into Toys R Us when you've got tropes around IKEA.
No, but you were in Toys R Us for hours on end, though.
Well, it felt like that. It was probably 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not like when you walk into Smiths now and you're up and down 3 aisles and out you go. You were in Toys R Us for hours though, weren't you? Having a good look in, playing on all the bikes and the go-karts and everything and stuff like that. And
did you have a Children's World up here?
No.
But it was like, as you walked in, there's normal entrance for adults, and next to it was a slide you climbed up, and you slid into the store.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But they had, I'm sure they had like a Wimpy or McDonald's on the premises, and it was cool. The little file effects is what used to buy volumes, used to put in there. We bought everything out there.
The white one.
Dave was saying there. Then I always got told my local Toys R Us was too far away. It's 20 minutes away.
I remember that we used to go. We went to queued up for Phantom Menace, midnight launch for the figures. I remember going there and you see people like us now with trolleys filled up to the rim of Darth Mauls, and now you can get them everywhere. All the Princess Amidala's on the shelf.
All the Phantom Menace toys. This is.
No, we'll get Jar Jar Binks. He's going to be the shit. Do you know what I mean? No.
This is going to be worth in 10 years, and it's fucking 99p.
It's just mass produced, all mass produced.
Yeah. The just going back onto that though it's like we were talking about going to cinema. I think we're lucky now because you've probably got about 5 cinemas within 20 minutes of us now. When our only cinema was similar, was around the corner from Toys R Us in Warrington. So
Yeah.
It was like a full day event. We used to go and have your meal in Time Out, which is a movie themed restaurant. I can remember having the diving cage from Jaws in there. You've had King Kong climbing up the building up on the roof and all sorts. It was great going in there. And then you go to the pictures and then whatever else. But I don't think kids now realize how lucky they are to have Smiths, the Entertainer.
No, shut off. They're worse off than we were.
I wouldn't even say it was lucky, because if you look at everything now, it's pretty much mass produced what we had. I remember going in there seeing real Ghostbusters and Thundercats. I'll go in Smiths now, and you see Jurassic Park stuff that's been going on the shelves for about 10 years. There's nothing. All your massive WWE wall, nothing like what we had. Do you know what I mean? It was
in Toys R Us. You had the feature wall.
Yeah, big standees and stuff.
Like Revenge of the Sith. That was like one of the main movies. And it was just amazing. I've seen it when we've had when the Transformers was in there and everything. Like your Michael Bay stuff.
Yeah.
And you just put in they come in, the external company will come in and put the signage up, and you're like, wow.
Well, when Toys R Us was going out of business, I asked them, because they were selling the toy racks, the units.
Yeah.
And I asked them how much would it cost me to get a Transformers plaque, that they had on the top of the thing, and they wouldn't sell it me because they didn't own it.
Yeah.
Like, just give me it then. If you don't own it, it got stolen. Come on, just pass it.
People take the letters off the sign, don't they?
Yeah, because I could have had a nice Transformers sign right across the top of my collection here, from actual Toys R Us. How cool would that have been? But you'd
have loved it, being a Formers fan. I think I might have told you before, when I worked when I had my own independent shop, we went to a massive toy fair and we had to sign a secrecy agreement in the Hasbro booth, and they were showing us all of the Revenge of the Fallen stuff before anyone ever see it. The figures, and there was that massive lump that was Devastator. It was like 10 different colours, the worst toy you've ever seen. And I was like, "Is that a prototype?" It was like, "No, that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to look like." And we weren't allowed to say anything for a year about this stuff we see. And they're like
that Devastator's worth like £100 if you get the Mech Tech version of it. So
there's one near you on Marketplace for £50. Pick up.
Yeah. So if you get it, and it's worth quite a bit, but like you say, it's a horrible toy. Now I had my eye on this one for a while. The Tonka knockoff of G1 Devastator. It's an original Transformer, but that's all it is, isn't it? It's the Tonka G1 Devastator. But that was like £100 when that came out. It was been at £50 for half a year, and I picked it up in game for £30, and I was like, wow. Can't argue with that. Oh no, long if I had my way, I would have picked it up a year ago when it was £100. But
well, try to say it was only £5 back then.
Yeah. So I am planning on opening it and putting it all together. But I'm let you into a little secret now, but just don't tell anyone else. I know, this doesn't go out on YouTube. Lana had to help me put Sky Rain together because I was getting frustrated with it. So Sky Rain is Hound, Jazz, Trailbreaker, and Skylynx, right? And I was getting frustrated putting it together, so Lana had to help me before I broke it. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure you transform this way, but it feels very, very tight.
It's not meant to be.
I remember the movie Soundwave. After I transformed him into the robot, there's no way I transformed him back. They were ridiculously complicated, the movie figures.
Yeah. It's when you look at it and it says it transforms in 125 moves, and I'm like, what? How are you getting 125 moves from it? And you realise that each of the fingers bend in different ways, and you're like, yeah, okay.
And you're getting a sore throat because you're continually making the noise while it transforms. For the whole transformation.
These new Transformers, Steve, are complicated as hell.
Are they?
Yeah,
They did
they
go
are.
for a stage where there's like one move transform. Those shit, weren't they?
Yeah,
They done a range where it's just a twist and they transformed.
you bend them in the hip, and all of a sudden you've gone from a robot to this 18-wheeler
Lump.
truck. Got you.
So how's things anyway, Rob?
Yeah, just working loads. With
yeah.
just got to do a bit more decorating. And yeah, ready.
So when are you getting rid of all your kids' toys?
My adult action figures.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
They're all in tubs. They're all in tubs.
Any of them go free to Steve, that's for sure.
It's just the accessories. I've got two of these, Steve. If you want these, little Steve. It talks.
Ah, bless you. I've got him.
Chip
Actually.
has it. The big one.
I've got him.
So I'm preparing to do a small soldiers video.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got all them out. It's just getting time to do it. Took me long enough to knock that tail video out.
I tell you what, though, those turtle videos that you're doing are doing quite well, aren't they? You seem to have hit a niche in the.
It's strange. They seem to. I don't know why, because obviously I'm not saying I'm bothered about what views and subscribers, but the views I get don't match my subscriber count. So I don't know how people are seeing them. It's like it's mental.
Yeah, we've had a couple of videos that have been like that. You know, we average around about 60 to 80 views a video. But then there was one or two videos that we've watched that go into like 4,000 views. And it's just like, why that one particular video does so well, I have no idea, because there's nothing in it that is different from what we normally would. Well, it's not your video, though, is it, Steve, that hit the 4,000 views? It was mine.
Was it when I was in?
Possibly, yes. You know.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Look, kids, here's the real life Bebob. But yeah, that mutant one that you did there, that hit quite well. That was a couple of thousand views, wasn't it?
A couple of thousand. I think 39,000. I don't even think that didn't get an American release date for a long time. My channel originally was a toy channel. When it was just Rob Fetch Band, it was just doing action figures.
Yeah.
Until when COVID hit, I done a few Blu-ray hunts because of Liverpool was the last place I think to shut down. Yeah. I think we had a few weeks for everyone else, so I done a few out and abouts. That's when I met a few, obviously a lot of the other guys in the communities. And I started doing me out and abouts, but the love for me has always been the 80s and 90s stuff that I grew up with. And I can talk about them all day. But I still watch me films and stuff, but trying to get back to the roots of revisiting some of the videos I've done before with figures that are complete now rather than missing bits.
Yeah.
When I get a chance to do them, because obviously the baby's coming soon. Not going to have much time. I'm going to knock a few videos out, and we could do another stream soon.
It's annoying me that I need to get like the helmet and everything for this dude.
You need to go on Miners. He's got all the accessories. Sorry, mate.
But you've got Ace McLeod though, haven't you? That to me, you've picked that up off Gary the Collector, if I remember correctly, whatnot.
Yeah.
So you've got him now. I'm looking at I'm looking at the set, and I was annoyed at myself when Manic had all three of them in.
Yeah.
You know, because he's got the other two still in. He's got the green and the yellow one. The brown and the yellow one.
You know they've re-released them, right?
No. Yeah. I know they've re-released them, but the original ones.
Yeah.
You can't find them for love and the money now with the full sets and stuff like that.
So I never had them as a kid. But the collection I would think about going back to would be Sectars. You know, the puppets with the insects. And I quite like them. And maybe the old Disney lines like Tailspin. He's got Tailspin stuff.
I had the fly one with the wings where you could move the wings with your fingers.
It's cool, isn't it? Cool.
And I had the spider as well, the big spider. They did the big fluffy spider. That was
fluffy spider. That sounds really scary.
That's where they were.
Yeah, but they were glove puppets, and you put
and your hand was
it's a puppet.
Yeah, but we've had a conversation in the past, Rob, about because you were saying I'm in that bit where you were a decade or so ago, when I'm now buying stuff that's missing accessories. So, the likes of my Bucky collection, there's only a couple of them that have got guns and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you now, have you gone back to that? Because I know you were a bit of a completist, weren't you? Where you were buying
originally it was no accessories, and obviously picking up accessories. Now accessories are, apart from the card, I'm not fussed about mint on card, but anything accessory wise tends to be more money than the actual figures. I won't buy a figure unless it's complete, or I know I can get the part. If you look at your Bucky, look at Deadeye Duck, for example. I think it's got maybe 4 to 6 guns. Loose, maybe one gun. You're looking at about a tenner.
Yeah, I've got 2
complete maybe 30 quid. To get in with all of this stuff is probably about 40 quid. So my collection, I've been starting to get more vintage turtles now, but I might put like 40 quid buy just to buy one complete, rather than buying 6 incomplete, which will cost you more in the long run.
Yeah.
It depends how quick you want to build a collection. Like Bucky's, you can get a full Bucky. Like if you want the Toad Croaker, the really cool vehicle, you're looking at the whole wave probably under 70 quid loose.
Yeah.
And then if you want it, I think Super 7 did Jenny, which is a figure never got released. It goes with the others, which is quite cool.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, and I don't know if it's just because he's on my mind now that in every toy shop or market stall, there's a Bucky O'Hare figure there now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm seeing it everywhere, considering the fact that I've gone through the last couple of years of not seeing them at all. And I don't know if it's just because I'm attuned to I am now looking for it that I am seeing them.
You should do a little challenge. Just Bucky, how many Buckies you can buy. Has to be under like 2 quid. And do one shelf. Well, my friend Just Buys Admiral Akbar. His name's Dave Short. He's got a video on YouTube. He's got like 600 Akbars. And he turns one head left, and that's a left-headed variant. Just see how many you can get. People do that. Focus on one figure.
I don't know. Lana will kill me if I buy a duplicate Transformer, even if it's a different series of Transformer. The fact I've got about 5 or 6 different Shockwaves here drives you nuts because it's the same character, but it's all different series of Shockwaves. And it just drives you nuts. I love Shockwave. He's tattooed on my forearm. So, I'm the same. I'll look at a Shockwave and go, I haven't got that one. Sure, you have got that one. It's on the shelf. No, I've got one that looks like him. I haven't got that one.
Do you struggle with a complete? Because I've got a real issue with having a line incomplete. So, it really bothers me. Like with my small soldiers, I'm missing one figure, but it's like 120 quid. I won't release it in the video until I get that.
That doesn't bother me as much. Like you say, I'm missing Jenny and I'm missing the robot from Bucky. I've got everything else. I've got the tour.
The worst figure to stand up. You try and stand up.
Yeah. So I've got the Toad Borg and stuff like that, which was the later release, wasn't it? It wasn't part of the original run. So I haven't got the other 2, but I'm not particularly worried that I haven't got them yet.
They'll turn up.
They'll turn up, yeah. I'm finding it difficult now with Power of the Primes, Combiner Wars, and Titans Returns. This is why I get quite excited when Mannix putting the pictures out. Like when you were sharing them with me the other day, I spotted a couple of Titan Returns. There was a couple of Combiner Wars, but then he had a load of Bayverse stuff. So I'm not worried about that, but I never get a chance to get into Warrington to go to Mannix.
It always puts stuff by. I'm there every other day. It always puts stuff by.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to him when I was picking up Tammy. But I get excited when he gets them in because I don't see those very often. Those lines. Because they are getting very hard to find, and they are getting very hard to find when they've got the accessories with them, because they come with the very small pistols and stuff like that, don't they? So I'm not particularly worried if I don't have the guns. But
is it the same like Turtles? Like when a new movie appears or some sort of cartoon series, the figures become really popular and they're pricey again. Does that happen with Transformers still now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. However, the quality of the new toys is absolutely shocking.
The boxes are massive.
Yeah, they are absolutely shocking. You can see that they've gone for the cheap plastic so that the kids don't hurt themselves. They've gone for the boxes aren't sealed half the time because they're just tied together with that dodgy rope stuff that's round the back of the cardboard. It's not plastic or anything like that. And the boxes are open. So, 80 million kids have had hold of that Transformer before you've got it out.
Yeah.
In Smiths and the Entertainer. But yeah, the quality of the new stuff, and I think that's why it's harder to find the older stuff now because no one wants to get rid of it. No one's selling it.
Quite possibly.
So, which toy lines are you after then, Steve? If Rob's going back for vintage Turtles again, after you must have about 80 sets of the original vintage Turtles. Which toy lines are you going for?
To be honest,
I'm surprised you haven't said Reboot. I'm surprised either you haven't started collecting Reboot because that's quite a small line and it was a good show.
It's just a bit of anything, really. I mean, it's just stuff growing up. Mask I'd like to have sets of. I like the Mask stuff. What else? Let's think. Obviously the Thundercats. I've got a reproduction of Lion-O. That was
Thundercats, another one you can get in Mannix. You get loose figures, probably grade B for about a £5 each.
Really?
And then looking at probably 20 quid for a weapon one. They're a good price to collect now, Thundercats.
You do need to come up, Steve, and we do need to go to Mannix. I keep saying this. We'll take you to Mannix and take you to Starbase.
I want like Wily Kit and Wily Cat with boards as well. I remember having those.
I'm going down there tomorrow. I'll see what he's got tomorrow. So see if we get a little box or whatever.
It'll be the boards that you're struggling with, I reckon.
What's that?
Getting the little hoverboards. I think that'll be the bit you're struggling with.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, like I said, I've got Lion-O from about. It must be at least 10 years old. The figure that I've got now when they did it.
I think LJN made them, didn't they? LJN made the Thundercats, the big old chunky boys.
Yeah. So I was sorting out my glass cabinet downstairs the other day and putting some stuff in it and taking some stuff out, and that's still in there. But yeah, I'd like them ones. I think what else really. I'm not really massively fussed about He-Man or out like that. It's just a couple of the kids ones that I mean, Captain Planet would be another one. That's difficult.
So again, there's one Captain Planet figure where he's like a toxic version of him, hundreds of pounds.
Yeah,
Captain Nukem, his name is, but you can get the kids for. It's the rings. You get the rings. The kids are quite easy to get hold of. One of them is on the double back. The Planeteers, they're good figures. It's a good, but yeah, again, it's a great series to collect because you've probably got like 7 to 8 figures.
Yeah,
and I know you've got. I don't know if you still got them, Steve, but the Defenders of the Earth would have been a good one.
Yeah, I've still got Ming and Flash here.
Yeah, I was always a Phantom fan myself.
Yeah, well, I've been keeping an eye out because I got you is it Mandrake?
Yeah,
the original Mandrake, but he had no cape. But I've got a couple of searches set up, for like Flash and Ming and Phantom and stuff. But you can get. I can't remember what the name of the droid is. Do you know the bad guy droid, the ice droid with the hexagon head?
It's been a long time.
I've seen him in places, but he's been usually quite cheap. Geek with Dave saying Captain Sinium and the Space Monkeys. That was a great cartoon.
Yeah.
He's just
and a toy line that was forgotten about. The World Apart doing clearance and all their D&D figures, the ones from the series.
Yeah. Really?
The Avenger figure's really cool. But it's just you need to have space, don't you?
Well, they re-released them, didn't they? When the new D&D film came out, because they thought it was going to kick off all the collecting of all the other stuff, and it just never happened. And I think we're at risk of that, and we're at risk of that with G.I. Joe. Every time they release a G.I. Joe film, you see a new release of the Hiss tank or the Joe tank or whatever, and the film's awful. And the toy lines, the toys are probably great toys, but they literally just nosedive, don't they? Because the
But
film
they made the figures bigger, didn't they? Making them from, I think, Star Wars size to make them bigger means you need to buy bigger vehicles from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're very clever at their marketing.
Yeah.
One of the things I've sort of looking at sort of collecting again would be the original G.I. Joes, but I've had a few of them when Lana was reselling, and I just didn't connect with them again.
No, there's too many as well, isn't there?
Yeah, and I know that's strange when I just said that it'll be a toy line I'll be looking at collecting again, but I think that would just be purely nostalgia that I've had them, and I don't know if it will be right. I've got them all now. Let's sell them and move on to the next one. These are going nowhere. They're staying there for God knows how long. They're the kids.
I think I had the Joe. I've still got the Joe Mortal Kombat's and Street Fighter line I did.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were quite good.
I had a couple of the Street Fighter ones. I had like Vega and Blanca and stuff like that. And like I say, you just let them go, don't you? Well, they're not. They're not going to be worth anything now. And then you look at the price of them all. You're like, bloody hell! Hi, Rich.
Yep.
So yeah. So apart from vintage turtles, then, mate, what else are you looking out for you? Because, like you say, you're putting stuff away for the little one, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm not really looking for anything. I've really just got to say, if anything comes my way, I'd like to be that guy in the shop that helps collectors out when they bring collections in to help them find bits. So I like more like looking at stuff I missed back in the day. Like even like the Power Ranger stuff and the Beetleborgs and the VR Troopers stuff. You can go rabbit holes. Do you know what I mean? There's so many different lines, and like the Extreme Ghostbusters, the other Ghostbusters that come out, the Filmation ones. It's just even like the Men in Black figures were quite good. I quite like them when they come out.
Yeah, the first lot.
And the Hook figures. Do you remember Hook and Robin Hood? The old Kenner ones. It's a lot. I'll see what comes. Even Mad Balls. Mad Balls are cool.
Yeah.
Boglins, you're going forever. I mean, so I'm just a casual observer, and obviously I think my wife's watching in the other room, so I'm not buying anything.
Yes.
Because he just come in and said, "You going to Kevin's tomorrow?" Something.
No, I don't know. The thing for me, like I say, the thing for me is that I enjoy the hunt. I enjoy the rooting in and out of all the boxes and stuff. I used to love going to boot sales and rooting in and out the boxes and finding a gem for 50p. But
did you pick it up and go, how much is this G1 figure? Or did you say, how much is this little toy? Don't know what it is.
Yeah, how much do you want for this one, mate? Just wave it about so we can't really see what it is.
Or to get really excited. I don't know. £38.
Yeah, how much is this one, mate? 50p. Go on then. But yeah.
Give you 20.
We were in a couple of charity shops when we were down in Torquay, weren't we, mate, when we were visiting Chris? And we got into a couple of how much discussions with the charity shop owners over a couple of bits that they wanted, and you're like, you're not gonna. And then we went down about 6 months later, didn't we? In the same how much items were there for the same price.
It was board games, wasn't it? There's a few board games and stuff on that. And you're like, how much are they asking for that? And it was the exact. We went down again. It was the exact same ones in there.
Yeah.
They have the little stickers on saying £30 on eBay.
Yeah, you get them.
Well, we were in the charity shop up in Morton a couple of months ago. It was the last year or so ago now, and they had their Lego set, and it was like 180 quid. The last one sold on eBay, and you were like, we went on eBay and went on the comps and went, you're probably looking more like it was listed for 180 quid, but they sold it for 40, love.
Yeah.
So, you know, they don't like it when you do that, though, in the middle of the shop and it's packed with customers. So,
I know it's for charity and all, you know, it's for charity. I got a yak face in charity shop for £10 years ago. But you know, come on, you don't rip people off. If something's underpriced, sometimes you will give a little bit extra.
Yeah.
I think.
The thing is, though, is that we got to know a couple of the charity shop managers, and they knew we were I was a collector. They knew Lara was a reseller, so they always enjoyed the argument of if it was for me to keep or for her to sell while we were in the middle of the shop. They always enjoyed that. But I have done that a few times where they've had a couple of G1s for like 50p a pound each, and I've given them a couple of quid for them, like, and they said, you know, these are the good ones, they're not the shit new ones, and stuff like that, which they appreciate, because when they get stuff in, they keep it behind for you. Then, you know, because you know that you're looking for it and stuff like that. So we were talking before about steel books and the price of steel books, and the average price of them hitting new coming in around about £30-40 now. You obviously you're going to slow down on your steelbook sort of collection now for the next 18 years, because you've got something else on that's going to take all your money. Where do you land on that argument about the starting price of steel?
In media in general, I think so. You know, DVD should be £9.99, Blu-rays £12.99 to £14, 4Ks £20, and steelbooks shouldn't ever be over £30. 25 to 30, and even like the specials, like that Fifth Element I've got is 100. If they sell them, fair enough. But when you're forced to buy them, annoys me. Like say, like the Mandalorians and stuff like that, where you can only get them on 4K if you buy the steelbooks.
Yeah.
But even though they're like 50 quid, I think the Mandos, they are like 3-4 discs. I mean, to put that into consideration with a series, 4K. The Blu-ray is probably about 30 quid anyway. Steelbooks max 25, I feel. And these big collections annoy me, like say the Resi ones and the Transformers ones, because there'll always be another film. Why do a steel box to buy another steel box?
Well, the one that annoyed me was that you were saying there, the Transformers. I don't mind them doing a steel box collection or a steel book collection of the existing films, but the latest one came out and it was all it was a nice posh case with all the posh separators down the side, so when the new film comes in, there's no slot for it to go in. There's no, you know, it's not part of that set. Or what was the one that you were collecting, Steve, where they were all black cases and then the last one was a red one, and you're why have you done that?
Star Wars is one of them.
Yeah, why have you done that? Why? Because like I say, I picked one up for Steve, and it was like the rest of them are black and that one's red, and I'm like, look, that's the one they've got, and that's the one that really.
But it's saying a new one, because back in the day when they used to release the VHS X-Files, they used to get their 5 box sets. They had spaces for the other films.
Yes, I remember.
Even the I know the Bond one that come out, I think the 50-year one, had spaces for the next 2 Craig films. So I don't see. You go by MonsterVerse. How many steelbooks has been? And there's a new one that I think now for a new MonsterVerse box set. It's just crazy.
Yeah, plus space reserved for Spectre coming 2016.
Yeah. So that'll annoy me. That's why I've not delved into the steelbook, and I know Lee likes to post the Transformers one every couple of weeks just to annoy me, that the fact that he's got.
I must admit, I saw that Resident Evil box set on YouTube this week.
But that's not. This is it. Anderson, the guy that directed them films, he produced Welcome to Raccoon City. It's not the best of films, but it should be in that box set.
Yeah, true.
No,
know what I mean? And there is exceptions. I know I say £25. I'm a big Terminator fan, and if they released the original in 4K and a special arm edition, my budget's probably about £56 on that. Eventually, and stuff like Aliens as well, potentially.
Yeah.
The only thing with them is that, and like I say, I was toying with the idea of upgrading the Aliens to the steelbooks, because the Alien and the Alien steelbooks look really, really cool. With the Aliens with the face hugger on the front, that looked brilliant. But like you say, that it'll be a new version of the film in 5 months' time that's got that extra special feature on. When the Romulus series movie drops, we'll get a set from that, I reckon. And that's the problem we've got. Ghostbusters, they've just released the Ultimate Ghostbusters collection, and then 2 weeks later announced a new film.
Well, I had that massive box set, the big box set for the Ghostbusters film. They didn't have Answer the Call yet, but they're still booking that. But they'll do a trilogy, I think, for them. Trilogy box set.
Yeah. But they just released that though, with Ghostbusters 1 and 2. The Ultimate Ghostbusters collection, they called it, or whatever I saw. And now you've got the new one. And then
I mean, the thing is, you can't not release something based on the fact that in somewhere down the line they made a DVD box set.
I'm not saying not release it. What I'm saying is that don't do the super duper collector's pieces unless you know that that's it. That particular set has come to an end.
Look at Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones took a piss for that set. The white set that come out on 4K. Then they announced the steelbooks like a month afterwards. And then the new one, and the same as Fast and Furious. Who's going to buy a 10 movie box set? With part 2's coming out and hasn't got Hobbs and Shaw in? I know people will buy it.
To be fair, I got it about 2 years ago or whenever for £20 from a Facebook pickup, the 4K set. Because the guy was like, "Oh, I bought it, and then I can stream them all online now on Amazon, so I don't need it." I was like, "I'll have that." But yeah, you see, the one with Dominic Toretto on the front with the chain.
Family.
Family, yeah. But you're right. The only one it's missing is Hobbs and Shaw, and then obviously the new one now, Fast X. So I've got them there, and the 9 movie collection. Still worth quite a bit.
But you just hit the nail on the head there, though, when you're saying part ones. Dune Part 1. We're now getting Dune Part 2. Do you wait and get the steel book of them both? Because they'll do a special limited edition run of.
How do you feel if these companies decided to make? Okay, we know you've bought all these steel books, all these Blu-rays. We'll release an empty box to put your films in.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Would you pay for an empty box? I know it's customs that do it. Would you pay for an empty box to house all of your films? Because I've got the Chucky box set, and that doesn't include the TV shows or the original one in 4K. It's only the Blu-ray, but it will come out, and you can't fit else in that box set. So there's a box set where you can always add to.
Yeah,
maybe yes. Yeah.
But again, what you're saying there, though, is that buying an empty box. In my little brain, I'm thinking, what if they release another one and that little box doesn't have the slot to fit the new one in?
Yep.
But like you said, you were talking Jurassic Park before, and they had really nice cases, didn't they? Until Dominion came out, and it was just like, what the hell's that?
Yeah.
Black Steel books, going for quite a bit of money. And then released Dominion, and it had just a Raptor on the front. In Germany, there was a gold version, and I'm sure the box set they released had all the different colours. Like there was a red one, a blue one, a green one, and I'm sure Dominion in that box set was black.
Wow!
I'm sure, which obviously my films went from worth £100 each to pick them up at CX or tenner.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Dominion was shit anyway.
Yeah, but it's not the film,
Completionist,
though,
so
is
you
it?
want it, you're gonna want to have it, aren't you?
Yeah, it's not
Good
the
fun.
film, though, is it? It's the
Yeah,
completion of your set.
it's like the Fast and Furiouses. I'm sure. Obviously, I've not collected them, but I think the steelbooks had numbers on the side, and then
Yeah.
the last ones didn't.
Are we talking like 4K?
Yeah, I think you got steelbooks.
What 4K steelbooks?
Yeah, I think they had numbers on the spine. What ones they were?
Well,
Uh,
I mean the standard ones have got obviously the title on the side with number 5 and number 6.
And then I think the later one, I'm sure there's ones that had just numbers on and pictures of individual cars on the front. But in the last two, they changed that. Even like when you got a certain font, like Miramax, for example, is straight in all of them, and the last one's a bit higher. It's the consistency on the shelf, I think.
Yeah.
Because why do we need covers and backs on steelbooks? We only see the spines. No one displays them forwards on. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I know you get magnetic spines.
That's another thing, you see, because I love that Dread box, that steel book.
Yeah, I've got
I
it.
love that. I think the artwork on that is lovely. But I'd have to display it face on.
Yeah.
It's, Steve, you're buying stuff there. How many different Spider-Man did you buy because you like the artwork on them and stuff like that?
Yeah. Like the Xavi exclusives.
Yeah, but you can't.
Well, if you sit there and pull them out and look at them, or they just got a spine that does the same thing.
No, I mean they do. The spines are different, but it's just. I mean that's a different level. The artwork on them Spider-Man are a different level compared to your standard steelbook. I mean they are really, really good.
But you're not seeing that though, because the spine on.
No, I understand that. I understand that, but I think which probably is the best one. It's like that sort of thing. They are absolutely gorgeous. I think some of the earlier ones, like Homecoming. Yeah, it's the Homecoming one. Like that is just gorgeous. That it really is nice. The detail in that is fantastic. So. But then you've got your bog standard Homecoming. Really, it's like embossing and debossing, but other than that, it's basic. But I think one's 4K and one's standard Blu-ray, if I remember rightly. So they are slightly different, I suppose. But I did it the same with Ant-Man. Ant-Man was another one I got 2 of.
That's it, cool.
I got that one, and then that one with a little thingy on it. Little Ant-Man in like a locker, the locker thing.
Yeah, so that Dread steel book, I love the artwork on that. But I'd have to have that out. I'd have to have it on show.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You can get picture frames for steelbooks, can't you? Take the video frames where you can put one still in. I think they're quite cool.
Yeah.
You just change up every week in the background.
Yeah, I think that would just drive the missus nuts though if I'd started doing that.
Oh, hey up. Jeff says Chris and Bell should have just touched down in the US today.
Aye. And they'll just be turning around and sent back again because Chris has got something in his case that he shouldn't have.
Suitcase. I'm going to have to disappear, so I need to check on the wife, see if she's moving.
Oh, right, I see.
No worries, mate.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Take care, man.
Bit, mate. Thanks.
See you later. Take care. See you soon. That's right.
Yeah, so we were talking to Chris and Bell before they went away, and Lana was like, "Oh, the only problem is that when I'm working in the airport, buying a second-hand suitcase in case it's had drugs in it previously or something like that." And obviously, Chris has just bought new suitcases that are all second-hand. Let's go. If there's trace of drugs in there, you'll get stopped at the terminal and all sorts.
It's literally like you're in the background, like going, "Shut up! They've just bought them."
Shut up! Yeah, Belle's going on about how made up she was buying these new carry-on cases, and Lara's going on about drugs in the seams.
Oh,
I don't
bloody
know.
hell. Well, I would imagine he's taken extra just in case he ends up thrifting.
Yeah.
Guaranteed that's going to happen.
Just signed on to see little Steve's behind filmy screen. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, mate. Nice to see you.
He talks out of his ass. You might as well see it. The I don't know, mate. I don't know. What's your plans for the weekend anyway?
Well, I'm working over weekend, so not a lot really. But Lou's off next week, so we'll have a few days together, which is good. So we'll probably end up.
Lana's just walked in with me brew, and then looked to see where the cat is because she gets dead jealous that the cat comes in the room with me on a Thursday night instead of going upstairs with her.
Really?
Yeah. So she's just been looking at the cat like to say, "You've done it to me again, haven't you?"
Oh, bless her.
Yeah. So she just brought me my brew.
Oh, that's all right then. But no, like I said, I picked up that the Exorcist Believer. I've been meaning to sit down and trying to get through it and watch it. I mean, I don't think the reviews are that good on it, but when I've got the other ones, I wanted to make sure I had it. But I need to watch that, and I need to watch the Equalizer 3 as well. I've still not got round to that.
No, I haven't seen that yet. No, we didn't slip it into a suitcase, but we went down to see them and we took a load of packaging and everything because, as you know, I'm become a bit of addicted to whatnot. So I'm on a buying ban, or supposedly a buying ban. I need to disconnect my card from the app, I think. So when we took them down, all the packaging, all the boxes and bubble wrap and stuff, we did hide the copies of Grease 2 and The Greatest Showman that I got from Paul and Marie for Secret Santa. We did hide them in the packaging, and then a couple of days later, we must have been going through it, and we just got, pardon the language, we got one word message in a messenger group saying twats.
Did you?
Yeah, so we must have found them. But yeah, I shared you the picture, didn't I, Steve, of all my parcels that arrived yesterday, and Lana said it was like a post office when she come in yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. But yeah, I think well, we'll probably watch a few bits while he's at school, but other than that, he'll be trying to sort out bits in the house, I think. Play down some of the stuff. But like I said, I spent a bit of time in here the other day. I've moved, like, if I just move that up again, you might not see it at the top, but at the top there where all my cars were, I've moved them up. I've put the cars in the glass cabinet downstairs, and put a few bits up there. Like I've got me bobbleheads of Austin Powers. I've got the Kick-Ass Hit Girl that I got off the. A few of my soda pops. A couple of I've got like 4 or 5 of them non-official Lego figures now, which I wasn't really getting into until I think I got a couple off Gary, which were the It's the Clown and Jigsaw. And then obviously I got 2 off Chris this week or last week with Dobby and ET. So I've got a few of them now.
I said that about Funko sodas, and look, you can see underneath my arm there. I've got a whole shelf of them now.
Well, like I say, that's not even touched the surface. I've got a load in the bedroom on a shelf. But these are just some of the cool ones. So I've got like Pogo, Neo, Vision, Willy Wonka, Squid Games. I can't remember his name now. Pronouncing that. 11, Deadpool, Jessica Rabbit, and Harley Quinn. So they're the ones that I've got up here.
Do you remember the film, The Black Hole?
Yes. Hey, Elaine.
There you go. Maximinian.
Oh, okay.
The Funko Pop. So in those boxes that you've seen there was probably about 5 new Funko Pops. There's Sark there from Tron. There's Maximinian. Who else did I got? I've got the Punisher. I've got a Warhammer Intercessor as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm. Do you know the top of the wardrobe where I used to put all me
Ships.
all me helmets and stuff? Look,
Yeah.
they're all Funko, it's all Funko Pops and stuff like that now up there.
I'll pick up this from. See, this is what arrived today. Mortal Kombat 11. What's he called?
Shere Khan.
Kotal Khan. It's
Yeah.
Kotal Khan. But I just thought he was such a detailed figure. Like the detail on him is fantastic. So this is probably because I'm not massively obsessed with these particular figures. This is one I might get out and display, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I just thought he was so cool. But yeah, he turned.
But did you know that you remember when he only had like one or two of the Attack on Titan pops?
Yeah.
And I was complaining about how expensive they were and I couldn't afford to get the rest of them.
Yeah.
And then I go and spend £200 on parts for Teddy.
Jesus.
So yeah.
Well, are you gonna fit them?
Yeah, I'm fitting them. Yeah. So I've bought new door cards for him.
Yeah.
I will have to do a video for Teddy because I know we keep talking about him, but I don't think many people have seen him. So I'll do a video for Life in the First Lane. So if you haven't already subscribed to Life in the First Lane,
Shameless plug coming up.
Please go over to Life in the First Lane and go and subscribe to that. That's all our adventures and stuff like that.
I think you should rethink about renaming it though to Life on the Hard Shoulder.
I don't know. Teddy works now because I've replaced
Yeah, but you spent a good portion of your time on the hard shoulder with these
not
these
since
new toys you're buying.
Not since I've replaced the alternator. So what was happening was that I was buying a battery and it was killing the battery. So I thought there was a problem with the battery and it wasn't. It was the problem with the alternator. So I was running the car literally off the car battery and it wasn't charging. So when it was pulling over, that's what it was. So now I've bought a new alternator and fitted a new alternator. He now charges properly and he runs properly like a car now. So everything runs fine. So I've replaced the washer, the nozzles, the windscreen washer nozzles. They've been replaced. Yeah. I've got new windscreen wipers and everything for him to go on. So I'm getting rid of all the chrome. I'm going matte black. He's had the weather shield fitted now, so we can drive in the wet, which is going to be boss.
You got the thing that goes underneath?
Yeah, that's the thing that goes underneath to stop the water from getting in.
Yeah.
So I've got new door cards, new upper and lower dashboard trims. So they're going black leather with red piping. So they look quite cool when you see them, and they'll match the seats as well. Then, so that'll be quite nice. I've bought new bonnet straps to go on the front. So he's gonna look really, really nice with the new wing mirrors and stuff like that when I fit them.
So nice.
So I am So it started to be Operation Teddy at the weekends. Now, so spending a couple of hours doing little bits. I was concentrating on the boot last weekend, so he's got a new boot tray, new boot lid liner, and it looks quite nice. So yeah. For those of you that are not subscribed, Teddy's my 1987 Classic Mini, by the way. So that he's made a little project at the moment. But I was meant to be one or the other. It was either Whatnot and collecting or Teddy. And at the moment, I'm still doing both, which is quite dangerous. So yeah.
Just tell her it's your hobby. I'm sure she understands.
It's when I'm buying stuff on Whatnot for Teddy.
You've not got fucking shows on there.
There's a few bits. So
check this out. So the other week I went into one of the charity shops and I saw this. It's Arrow, as in the TV show Arrow.
Yeah.
Little plastic thing, and it's got a magnet on the bottom. I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. What's that for? So I did a bit of research on it. It's to stick on the front of your car.
All right.
So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. There was like 2 different ones I'd seen on.
So when
eBay.
you're driving, when you're driving your
Rolls
Bentley,
Royce sort of thing.
yeah, and you've lost the spirit of the lady or whatever she's called
Yeah,
on the front
yeah.
of the Rolls Royce. You're gonna
Yeah.
put that on instead.
Literally Arrow. I was like, that's well cool. Like 50p. I was like, I'll have that. I didn't
Yeah.
even check it at the time. I was like, oh, it's Arrow, 50p. I'll have it.
Mm.
But yeah, I was quite amused that was what it was for.
Yeah, so I'm gonna spend the day on Saturday doing some bits on Teddy because we've got the Wirral to Llandudno run on Sunday. So
You're doing a run on it with it.
There's 226 minis meeting up at Bromborough Croft Retail Park.
You're not ready. You're not ready for that yet.
Quarter to eight on Sunday. We're all meeting up at Croft Retail Park in Bromborough, and then we're all going to drive down into Llandudno and then go up the Great Orme.
And this is where we're losing people. This is where he changes, just becomes a car nut.
Yeah, so yeah, depending on the weather on Sunday morning, I'm hoping it's good enough to take Teddy. Because if it isn't, we're going to have to take Biggie.
Fucking Biggie.
Yeah, because I've got Mini and Biggie.
You can't turn up in an unofficial Mini.
I can. Yeah, the other Mini's a 2006 BMW Mini, one of the modern ones. But I prefer to go with me 87 Classic. I would prefer to do that. That I've been dreaming about doing that when I bought them in July.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a changed person. This is R.I.P. the old Steve with Transformers and one car.
Lana said that to me today when we were walking around the shop. She went, "Do you know what? You haven't been to toy aisles once. You've been in the car aisles."
What's that frigging tell you?
Mm.
Yeah, shocking.
Next week, all this is getting traded in.
Yeah, just to buy a bonnet for your car or some shit. Or a Bluetooth adapter for your radio.
Hey, me Bluetooth stereo. The Bluetooth stereo in Teddy looks amazing. So it looks like it's a 1960s radio.
Oh, really? You'll have to send me a picture of it when you get it.
I will. Well, I'm picking him back up on Saturday because he's currently living in Lana's mum's garage at the moment while it's a bit snowy and a bit frosty. So we've put him away in the garage. And she's made up because she keeps telling everybody she's got Teddy in the garage, and people are looking at it weird, going, "Who the fuck's Teddy? And why is he in the garage?"
What if you don't? Why is Teddy in the garage? Yeah,
why is Teddy in the garage? So if you're in the North Wales area on Sunday, then please pop down and come and say hello to us in Llandudno. Yeah, we'll be up on the Orme and then parked on the prom. So we'll probably get there for about 11 o'clock, but you're not allowed to leave until 3 o'clock if you're parked on the prom.
You're assuming that you're going to make it.
We will make it. Have faith.
Please send me a message when you're stuck on the side of the road.
I won't be stuck on the side of the road, and if I am, I've got 225 other people that I'm assuming will help me.
Nope. Bloody hell. Yeah, that'd be awesome, mate. I mean, I bet it'd be good to get some pictures of that as well, because really good ones.
Well, we've rigged up the dash cam now in the car, so we can film the journey and whatever else. So this is what we set the second channel up for, is stuff like this, and so it doesn't interfere with our channel.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Our algorithms. So
yeah,
this is why we set it up. It should be a good day. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing all the different minis and getting loads of ideas. And then we've got Bingley Hall at the end of the month, which is a big mini show, and that's like a jumble sale of all car parts. I'm hoping to pick up a new dashboard, a new walnut one.
Walnut dashboard. That'd be nice.
Yeah, well, at the moment, I've got like someone's made an attempt of making a dashboard and then put like carbon fiber tacky back over it. So I like to get an original walnut dashboard and some walnut handles and stuff like that for him. And
yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, we'll have to bring him down to you, Steve. The next time we come down, we'll have to bring the Mini.
Good luck with that one.
Hey, we'll get there. We'll just might have to set off on the Friday to get there.
To get there for the Sunday.
You know, we will get there, and it just means that I'm not coming back with bin bags full of crap out of your loft.
Oh no, there's plenty of room in a Mini. You got more room in that Mini than you did in your bloody 2-seater.
Yeah, that was a bit of a fail, wasn't it? Going to boot sale in the MX-5.
Yeah, not the brightest move, that was it.
Anyway, if anyone wants an MX-5, there's one for sale at the moment.
You still not sold it?
It's on Auto Trader at the moment. We've had a couple of interested parties.
Have you said spacious boot on there? Because I think that'd be a good selling point.
To be fair, it is quite a spacious boot. You get 2 carry-on cases in the back of it. You know, and with little bits of spare, but what you don't get is 5 oversized pops and loads of figures. That's when you struggle.
Yeah, if you like car boots, it's not the car for you.
It's not the car for you. Yeah. But no, I've enjoyed the summer with the Mazda. It highlighted the fact that we did need a convertible in our lives, and that's where we've ended up with Biggie.
You don't need a convertible in your life.
I do need a convertible in my life.
God, you make it.
You know, and that.
So that you can feel the wind through your hair.
I needed a convertible 4-seater in my life. After that, so yeah, the Mini's the amalgamation of the Mazda and the Volvo, wasn't it? So the best of both worlds.
Yeah, that's true. To be honest.
So yeah, that's how that all came about.
Right, bud, are we wrapping up?
Yeah, because it looks like you're bored.
No, I've got to go and go to the toilet. I've been drinking Coca-Cola most of the afternoon, so I don't want to keep disappearing off.
Is there any sign of a video from you?
Well, she's off for 4 days, so I might get one done.
Okay. I don't believe you.
Well, you know, they're like buses, aren't they? You know, you always say that.
Yeah, but looking at the stats, mate, the last time you did a video was 2.5 months ago.
Well, it's quality over quantity.
But you provide neither.
Shut up.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, before we end up getting into a slanging match and slagging each other off because he's useless, we'll leave it. We'll leave it on that note. So thank you for joining us, and you know we're only taking the piss out of each other. It's not serious. So on that note, thank you very much. Keep your eyes out for any pre-recorded content that comes out. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you are following the trends, you're probably hitting the unsubscribe.
Yeah, follow the trend. Please stick around, guys.
Don't be a sheep, be a wolf and do something different and subscribe. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care, everybody. Bye.